Number 3 says the table below represents a continuous quadratic function g. So all of those x values and y values create a continuous parabola called function g. It says if the vertex of g is at 1, 1, what is the range of the function g? That means that I need to know the y values for my function g. Well, it's kind of hard to really tell what this looks like, so maybe I'm going to find a little bit of graph paper or sketch off to the side and plot those points to see what this looks like. So I have -1, 4, so x of -1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 for my y value. I have 0, 2, so that's here. I have 1, 1, so that would be here. And then I have 2, 2, which would be here. So I notice that I have a graph that, again, looks like a parabola, which is what I expected. And they told me that my vertex was at 1, 1, which I see is true. That's a minimum vertex value. But I'm supposed to figure out the range of this. I need the range. And remember that the range, the y values, is kind of indicated by what Dolar says. Dolar says ribbit. And that can help us remember that range goes from the bottom to the top. So I'm going to try and find some bottom and some top boundaries on this graph that I constructed. So my bottom boundary is down here by my vertex. So I can draw a boundary right here. My top boundary, even if I tried to draw one, I notice that my graph has arrows, so it's going to keep busting up over that boundary, any boundary that I draw. So really, it's not possible for me to draw any top boundary, just a bottom boundary. So my range, my y values, are going to go from a bottom boundary. This bottom boundary is going through a y value of 1. And there is no top boundary, so I leave this right side of my range completely empty. I leave it blank. And now I need to connect 1 and y somehow with an inequality sign. And so there's a closed point at 1. And for closed points, I use the less than or the equal to sign. So you have the option of either writing that 1 is less than or equal to all of your y's, or if you can kind of spot it and figure it out on your own, I notice that all of my y values are above this y value of 1. So I'm going to say all of my y values are greater than or equal to 1. Both of these are acceptable range answers.